Morning, folks. I'm going to be doing a quick 30 something minutes ride to walk. It's only an 8 kilometer drive. However, however, um, due to it being in the morning, as you can see, it is rush hour. Let me just try to optimize it again and see if that's the way it wants me to go through. Yes, here is where it wants me to go through. I reckon I would be running into traffic a lot, but it's what it is. Let's see how FSD handles it. So, part of the reason why I actually prefer biking to driving these days, I think this rear camera is probably in my face a little bit. I should have moved it backward like I used to. So, while I'm at this stop, I'm actually gonna adjust it a little bit. So, yeah, better now. Yeah. So, I'm doing a quick drive. Like I said, 30 minutes drive. It says originally 8.8 kilometers, but because it's in the morning. This is past 8 a.m. It's rush hour, so traffic. So that said, because it is rush hour and also I'm trying to get to work soon, I will be driving in Mad Max mode, right? So, this morning I'm just going to test out the speed profile in traffic a little bit. I want to see how the various speed profiles, how Mad Max, how, standard, chill, sloth, hurry, how do they all respond to traffic? I have kind of experienced it personally, and, so that I can have like a first-hand experience, and then when I talk you guys through it, I'm speaking from a bit more informed position. So, but then I want you guys to see it just for yourself too. Overall, my personal thought is, Mad Max is like the best profile to drive in traffic. And that's because, if you are somebody like me who would not like to get a ticket, and who would not like to drive unnecessarily above the speed limit, drive to the traffic, drive what everyone else is driving without going crazy, then yeah, Mad Max is going to be too much if you're not within the city. Because when you're on the highway, yesterday, while driving, I realized Mad Max was willing to go more than 30 kilometers per hour above the speed limit. That is too much for me. That's too much. So I'm in Mad Max mode. I'm going to turn right, somewhere ahead, as you can see in the map, but I'm not there yet. If I was the one driving, I would have kept to the left lane, to the faster lane. So I'm almost juicing it out of habit. I call it juicing, like where I step on the gas a little bit to kind of give it a nudge forward. I used to do this a lot when I was in version 13.2.9. When it's like the fastest mode on that one was hurry. That said, I'm driving a Model Y 2025. And the FSD stack on it is 14.2.1. So, the latest one right now. And it is smooth. It's been smooth so far, especially with driving. I just did another 40-something drive earlier this morning. And end-to-end, zero intervention, right? So this morning, I'm waiting to see how much intervention it is. And you can tell from my autopilot stats. You see the 6 kilometer difference here is not me driving. It is basically, parking lot and whatnot. So this is what I find to be the problem of this particular 14.2.1. The parking is not as great. In fact, I think my 13.2.9 parks better than it does. But this has some features like the curbside parking, being able to choose, like in this case now, I'm going to choose parking lot, like I'm going right down into the parkade. So overall, it drives smoothly from my experience, but it could do better. Like, I don't know why people do this. Like, you were right behind this car, and then they pulled out from behind him to come and cut in front. Like, it's not gonna, I don't know why drivers do this. That is not gonna add so much to you, but people are generally impatient. Anyway, so right now I'm in Mad Max mode. When it was Hurry would always, in 13.2.9, Hurry would always hug the left lane. Always, no matter the circumstance, it will always hug the left lane. What I find with Mad Max, though, it's a mixed bag. Sometimes it will hug it, sometimes, yeah. But generally, it drives conservatively. Something happened this morning as I was driving earlier on. My first drive, I didn't record that. And it happened yesterday too. So as I was approaching the red light, it wasn't a red light, it was green. But as I was approaching that intersection, the green turned to yellow. Like, there was enough room for the car to go. Yesterday, it just stopped me abruptly. And then you could feel the jolt. If I had a passenger, if I was like maybe doing an Uber and I had a passenger, especially with an older person, or maybe or even a younger person who is probably on their phone. Excuse me. Oh man. Yeah. I need some coffee, even though I don't drink coffee. I need some tea. So if it's if they're looking at their phone, they are not paying attention, they would feel like, oh, what happened? Did they almost have a crash? But it stopped. It was fine. It was just one single jolt, and that was it. It was going to do the same thing today. I saw, and then I just stepped on the gas. I still went through the yellow light. Fine. I was right there. But unfortunately, I wasn't recording it. I would have loved to show you guys. But yes, the other one was recorded, and I've uploaded it in the last video. So it's to tell you, I think this is my assumption, so I did a little bit of programming in the past. Not anything mega to the point, that I'm going to be able to build a car. But I understand like conditional statements and how they work. So I'm thinking the conditional statement now for the various speed profiles is, say for instance at a red light, it will say, or at an intersection, it will say, if so if it's going to be aggressive, like Mad Max, but what I'm expecting it to be is something like, if green, and you are, or if yellow, and you believe you would make it before it turns red, go. But I think now it's more like if yellow, stop. Like if the light changes to yellow, stop. So normally, I would like to go to the extreme right lane because that's faster. And what's it called? The bus lane. Okay. The car knows better here because it merges. It's a route I take not frequently, every once in a while. So I think the conditional statement has now been designed to be conservative and not aggressive, which I think it's kind of, which it's nice, it's better to be safe than sorry. But I think for like Mad Max mode, it should be such that, make it aggressive. The conditional statement should change to if green turns to yellow, or like you still make it into the quadrant in yellow, go. So by law, you're still within your rights, you would go through. But then, of course, excuse me, the liability falls on the driver to make sure it is a safe condition. But then the counter argument to that, so basically I'm arguing for and against, will be, ultimately, this is meant to go into cars that would not even have steering wheels, right? Or that even if they have, you wouldn't be able to control it, right? If that's the case, then it makes sense why they've made it conservative. Wow. I think I've chosen a wrong route this morning. Yeah. It is shorter in distance, but the traffic is more. That's what I find. Because it's just increasing. My arrival time has been increased by a solid 5 minutes now. Anyway, so that's my thoughts regarding that. So it's been in Mad Max mode all along. it's just going the traffic. Now imagine if I move it back all the way down to Sloth. Okay, yeah, when it takes off at the intersection OC. But if I moved all the way down to Sloth, wow, I'm just yawning so much. So much. I should also add that it's a rainy morning. And the car every now and then will tell me FSD may be degraded. So, because the cameras are not clean, I think sort of like future iterations of this car, future models, there should be a way to clean, for the cameras to clean itself, especially while driving. So you see, it's going exactly 50 for Sloth. So for Chill, is Chill gonna catch up to this traffic? Moves up a little bit, but enough room for that cars to get in front of me, right? So Chill drives a little bit more above the speed limit. Oh, what does this person? Wow. That's interesting. The car was patient enough to wait for the person. I was actually tempted to juice it and just get ahead, but it's okay. I'm gonna bring it down to standard a little bit. Or you know what? I'm gonna just leave it in Mad Max mode. I don't think we would have enough room to be able to test out the speed. I probably am going to the various speed profiles and how fast they go. But this morning I'm just gonna take it back to Mad Max mode and see what it does. I was explaining to someone that part of the things I really love about this car is, or I'll say maybe one of the biggest things, is being able to get into a warm car at any point in time. It's a really nice to have. It's like a luxury, and it does it really quick. Don't do it. Almost like it felt it was gonna go. Probably this person ahead was moving too slow for his liking. Yeah, generally people are. Oh, I can't count how many times I've yawned right now. What's happening? And I haven't even started work. Oh my word. So yeah, I'll say my biggest feature is the car being able to be warmed up. The climate feature in this car, I think, is second to none. It is second to none. There are many examples, like many experiences that I've had in even in a sort of like premium luxury car like a Lexus. It eventually warms up, but when you first get in, except you've been firing it up like 20 minutes before, especially when it's in winter. Otherwise, I like the fact that you can just remotely heat it up, but I find many times I don't even need to do that. Yeah, I see why now. This person shouldn't be in the fast lane. They're moving quite really slow. Now this is how I would use it on the normal day, but yeah, I didn't do it on time. I would nudge it on here and there to I stopped it. Let it do it then. Yeah. So I would nudge it here and there to see, okay, what's the fastest lane. But the car can also see it. It's deciding not to go there. Man, This is crazy. So the wiper, it's hit or miss. The other day, the rain was not, it was just something like this, and it was just going wish, 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 wish. I'm like, come on, oh, relax, buddy. It says it's rerouting to save 3 minutes. Let's see. Oh my. Are you sure about this? This is why I don't like coming here. Like you sit in traffic, like you're literally a sitting duck for considerable periods of time. I feel sleepy this morning. This is where you wish. So I'm gonna test something. Of course, I'm not trying to sleep, and the cars are moving slowly, so it's traffic. I'm gonna try to see if closing my eyes. Eyes are not closed fully, but they are, sort of like done in a way that I believe the camera should not see it. And I'm not wearing sunshade, I'm wearing plain glasses, so it's meant to see that my eyelids are like this. Definitely way better than 13.2.9. 13.2.9 by now will be knocking its head off, like screaming its head off. Take over, so that's an improvement. The nagging has reduced a great deal, like so much. Now it has started going crazy again. The rain is not that much that it needs to go that fast. I'm gonna put it in 1 so you see. Like you can still see straight ahead. So yeah, the auto for the wiper is still not optimized, still not the best. It can definitely be better, way better than this. Like this person is probably on his phone. Wow. Like, I hate to do that, but probably on his phone. You know, on your phone, and and that's the thing with this car. Even if I pick up my phone, it's gonna pick up and start driving itself. So every now and then you see reasons why, like sort of see justification for full self-driving. I think with the levels FSD is right now, and go for with what Elon is doing with the free promo, you know, FSD for 1 month FSD trial for everybody. I think there will be so much more adopters by the time this promo is over. Yeah, much more persons would adopt it. Wow. 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 This biker, what are they doing? Cutting through traffic lane like that? Oh. I don't know. Some people, they ride as if they have a death wish. Like, imagine the light goes green and the car does not see the biker, knocks them down. Is ICBC going to blame the driver for that one? Like, literally went in between the cars. It was, oh, and then cut right in front as well. Just a moment before the light went green. Anyway, oh. Have you looked into your rear view mirror while driving? Those of you who have FSD and be like, wait, I've forgotten what the side mirror looks like. I haven't used it in a while. More sleep. Entire drive, it hasn't nagged me me to grab the steering wheel or anything so far. So, which is really nice. Take me through here. It's almost impossible to merge. This is a bikeway. Let's see how it's going to interact with those bikers. This is good. Slowed down almost to a complete stop for them to go by. Yeah, a human won't do better than that. Yeah, maybe less. When I've been on bike riding, humans have been far less patient with me. So that's a pass mark, like a distinction. Excellent for. Lots of wrong choices this morning, man. We need someone to activate that light for us. So I'll do this random when I see cars lined up like this. Thank you. I hope it gets to me before the light goes. It should. It should. We're going straight, don't stop. You see, the car was gonna stop there for what? Like the light, you have the light. I had to juice it. So now that's an intervention. But because it would be unfair to the cars behind me. If they get pinned down there, they would have to wait again, until someone comes or until, the road is clear enough. I just felt it wouldn't be fair enough. That's why I did that. This is one of the most beautiful things, man, about this part. Like, maybe a dad or a mom, looks like a dad, and the child, like a parent, and I've stopped for you, mom. She kept looking like, okay, should I go? When I go, don't hit me. You see, signals to move over for them, give them enough room. That was good. Really good. So I wasn't hoping I would be testing some pedestrian behavior, like how it reacts to other modes of traveling. But that was really nice. I came through here when coming back home yesterday. So. You're too close to the intersection. You're too close to the intersection, sir. If it's a bigger vehicle, they would have a hard time navigating that place. Now, this would be a challenge. Crossing over to the other side. Especially with vehicles just kind of, going through, and like the intersection should be clear. There's space ahead of you. Like, people don't know how to drive. There's space right in front of him. He could move ahead. Like, if the intersection is not clear, don't get into it. This is something you make money off in the UK, off of a lot of it. Yeah, now I'm regretting my choice, choosing to come and go through here until the light stops the vehicles both ways. It's gonna be a big challenge. We're just sitting duck at this point. That individual is trying to go left. Finally get a chance. Now that I should get a chance, I'm almost tempted to juice it a little bit. And now if I go in there, vehicles would recognize that I'm here. Yeah, I had to give it some help because I'm just gonna be there all morning, So that's an edge case, something that I think needs to be ironed out as well. You don't want to be in a robo taxi. Like I said, every instance, I think, even though the experience is way better, I'm thinking of how to make it even better. So, given that, what the hope is to get to a point where this is completely able to drive itself with zero supervision, right? Why did he stop though? Anyway, maybe he's checking his map. So yeah, that's it. I was, because imagine if you're rushing to the airport or something. That's always the example I come up with. You're running late. You would not want to be stuck behind a car or something. No. You don't want to be stuck at an intersection. Yeah, even though there's a pedestrian crossing here, the car stopped for people. So, and that was something that there's a chance I might not have seen her because she was like right at my blind spot, like from the A pillar. So I actually want to go into the driveway into the parkade rather, and it's routing me to go in front of the building. So I'm going to override the nav very shortly. No. So overall, it's been great, aside for that uncontrolled intersection where I had to give it some help. I have no complaints about this. I have no complaints. I think it's done the job it should do. But back to what I'm saying, at this point, at best, it is still a supervised system. Do I think it will? And part of it is like, now I can't make it choose like I'm unable to make it choose the parkade, for instance. It's routing me to go in front of the building. No, wrong one. Good. For a second, I think it thought that was a turning lane for a second. But realized it not, and then it quickly aborted mission. Spotted another Model Y Quicksilver in the wild. That is not a common sight. I don't get to see, this car, the exact color. I don't get to see it in the wild. Red was my most preferred color originally. However, excuse me, this color has now grown on me a lot. Like with the black trim, you see, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And so, honestly, I'm not going to fault it for that intersection, because if all those cars were like, full self-driving cars to AI-driven cars, I 100% know. This is why I was waiting. I didn't want it to go. So, if they're all AI-driven vehicles, they would wait, like the individual who sat in the intersection, who sat in the box for without moving forward, won't do that. There will be room for the car to move forward. So yeah, that's the drive. Before I end it, I'm going into this parkade. Wait, did he figure it out? I didn't touch it. I think it did. Even though the map is saying, oh, this is progress. So honestly, I need answers to this question. Does it have memory of what was done previously? Because I came in here yesterday as well, parked in here. Does it in a way remember that this is what I did yesterday? Yes, this is the way I went yesterday. Even though it can also go this way, but this is the way I went. Oh no, okay, now it missed it. Well, maybe not the memory, but I also forgot. I always do this. I'm supposed to figure out my... Hope there is no one behind me. I'm supposed to pick the spot I'm gonna park in, and then what's it called? Get into the app and all of that, because the cell service here is quite poor. So I have no choice, but I'm gonna have to drive around. Yeah, can't connect. Too bad. Okay, now it's showing me everywhere in North. You guys can see that I have no business there. Come on. I'm in Canada. BC. No. Oh my word. Garibaldi? No. Yeah, Vancouver. This is where I am. Finally picked my location. Thank you. So I've taken over because I was trying to figure out my parking. But 2019, I think it is that second one. I think it is this one. So yeah, it's been, honestly, I can't fault it. It's been an end-to-end, zero disengagement. We had some kinks at like that intersection where I had to like nudge it on, but honestly I can't even fault it for that. Some of the drivers who should clear the box, clear the intersection, they did not clear. They were there, and so makes it difficult. And I in a perfect world, or in a world where there is like they are all robots driving, I think there will be like small like better communication between the cars, and it will be smoother. It's been a fun ride. Thanks for riding along with me. And if you love this kind of content, I'm just trying to get back up again. I would appreciate you giving me a subscribe. Like the video at least. Share it around with folks. I try to do my best to be honest and candid. As much as I love the product, I do not think we would help it by just sugarcoating and not saying the truth. But I also think it's necessary to give kudos when it's due. So I try to balance both worlds. If that's something you like, please give me a shout in the comments. Let me hear what you think about this drive. I will see you guys on the next one. Cheers.